Hello everyone, my name is Sava Zanetu and I'm a postdoctoral researcher at Max Planck Institute. Today I'm going to present you our work focusing on understanding the use of images by Russian state-sponsored trolls on Twitter. This is a joint work with colleagues from University College London, UIUC, Boston University and Binghamton University. So recently anecdotal evidence emerged showing the involvement of Russian state-sponsored trolls on American politics. But what are state-sponsored trolls? So by state-sponsored trolls, we mean individuals that are paid by their governments and they operate a set of online personas. Then they aim to push specific narratives online according to their own government agenda. How they do this? So they have a wide variety of tools to disseminate ideology. First, they created accounts on Twitter and posted content. Second, they disseminated ideology via Facebook ads. And third, they created their own fake news outlets and disseminated news articles from those outlets. A common theme across all these techniques is the use of images and memes. At the same time, we observed a shift towards weaponization of images and memes. For example, they are extensively used to disseminate politically charged ideology, like the examples demonstrated in these slides. Keep in mind that all these image examples were shared on Twitter by Russian trolls. Therefore, we argue that understanding how these actors use images and memes can help us mitigate their effects. In particular, in this work, we focus on answering the following research questions. What content is disseminated via images by Russian state-sponsored trolls? Whether we can identify their target audience based on the images they shared? And finally, and more importantly, how influential were these actors in disseminating these images? To provide answers to these questions, we collected and analyzed a dataset released by Twitter itself in October 2018. The dataset includes tweets and media posted by Russian state-sponsored trolls. Specifically, it includes 9 million tweets and 1.8 million images. In addition to this dataset, we reused the dataset from our previous work at IMC 2018 that includes 160 million images. These images were posted on Twitter, Reddit, 4chan's politically incorrect board, or simply /poll, and Gab. So in this work, from the original dataset, we extract the images that were shared by Russian trolls and that they appeared at least 5 times across all the other datasets. At the end, we used only 90K images. To analyze the images, we reuse and extend the image processing pipeline presented at our previous work. The pipeline uses perceptual hashing and clustering techniques to group together images according to how they look like. Then it uses ground truth data from Know Your Meme, an encyclopedia of memes, to annotate clusters. In this work, we swap the Know Your Meme annotation procedure with an annotation process based on Google's Cloud Vision API. The API provides a set of entities that are related to an image based on its web references. By analyzing these entities, we can get an insight on both their content and their target audience. So in this work, we use this pipeline and we clustered all images shared by this actor. So this graph shows the cluster and all the clusters and their main themes. In this graph, each node is a cluster and an edge exists between 2 clusters if they share entities extracted from the Cloud Vision API. From this graph, we observe a large community of clusters related to Putin and Russia in general. The community is connected with another community related to Ukraine and the Ukrainian conflict. Interestingly, we observe another large community of clusters related to US politics and Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Other interesting themes is the large number of images that include screenshots, memes, comics, and various documents. Overall, these findings indicate that these actors aim to manipulate people in a lot of countries, including Russia, USA, and Ukraine. So an interesting question that arose, however, from this analysis, it was how influential were these actors in spreading these images. So to provide answers to this question, we use a statistical model known as Hawkes processes. So Hawkes processes enable us to be confident that a particular image appearance is caused by a previously occurring image appearance on the same or on another platform. Generally speaking, the model consists of K processes, where a process is a sequence of events that happen with a particular probability distribution. Each process has a rate of events called background rate. The background rate defines the frequency of image postings on a specific platform. For example, 10 appearances of an image per hour. An event on one process can cause impulse responses on other processes, which increases their rates for a short period of time. In a nutshell, this statistical framework enables us to infer statistically the root cause of events. So in this work, in order to measure the influence, we create a Hawkes model with 6 processes. One for Twitter, while ensuring that we removed all accounts pertaining to Russian trolls. One for Russian trolls, one for Reddit, and one for the Donald. Here we distinguish between Reddit and the Donald because our previous work showed that the Donald is actually an influential actor on the web. And 2 more processes for 4chan's poll and Gap. Then we built each model and distinct model for each perceptual hash, which allow us to study the influence on a per image granularity. Then we feed each model using a technique called Gibbs sampling, which allow us to obtain all the parameters of the fitted models. Then, based on the parameters, we calculate the percentage of events that are created because of events that happen in each of the other processes. So our results are summarized in the heat map on this slide. The y-axis shows the source platform and the x-axis shows the destination platform. The percentages in the cell can be interpreted as the percentage of images that are created on the destination platform because of previously occurring events on the source platform. Our results highlight that the Russian trolls were more influential in spreading content on Gap and the Donald subreddit. Despite this fact, we found that in our dataset, 0.8% images on Twitter were because of Russian trolls, which is kind of important given that the Russian trolls consist of only a few thousand accounts, while Twitter is a much, much larger community. At the end, we went a step ahead and normalized these results according to the number of events that are created in the source platform. This allows us to understand how efficient each community was in making these images viral. By looking at the external influence of Russian trolls, we find that actually the Russian trolls were the 3rd most efficient community in making images go viral on this platform, only behind the Donald and the rest of the Reddit. To summarize, in this work, we analyzed the images shared by Russian trolls, shedding light on their main themes and targets. We also assessed their influence on other platforms using Hawkes processes. To conclude, I would like to note that there are a lot of extra results in the paper related to the temporal evolution of these images, the image occurrence across the web, and the influence that these actors had with respect to political images. So if you are interested to these results, make sure to check the paper, the full paper. Thanks a lot for your attention.